I made Claude Code into my personal content strategist. I'm talking about a living, breathing AI system that understands my competition, understands my brand identity and voice, understands how to script, and does all of my content planning, ideation across all platforms for me every single day. This isn't some master ChatGPT prompt that you're going to see online. This is a real system that understands me, my goals, and helps me achieve them with content every single day. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a tangible roadmap to building out this Claude Code content assistant for yourself. After hundreds of thousands of dollars generated for my clients, helping them post content for their agencies, coaching business, and software companies, like you could see right here, I understand just how important a real content strategy is, because AI is actually harming more people than you think when it comes to social media. What most people do is this right here. And if you're in this bucket, it's okay. I was here for a long time, but Claude Code just accelerates and solves this problem like never before. Chatbot strategy is you go to Claude in chat or ChatGPT, you start from zero every single time. You have no brand awareness. It doesn't understand who you are, who you're targeting, what your goals are. It gives you generic copy that every single other person in your niche is using, and it just doesn't work. What we're going to build out today is a end-to-end Claude system that has full context and memory on every single session, knows your voice, can track your competition. I'm going to show you how I track my actual competition every single day so I can keep up to date with the people in my niche. It's strategic, it's data informed, because you could also grab live analytics from your actual analytics on your social media. And also it balances the pillars effectively. So you have a content strategy, it understands that content strategy, and it will script videos, give you ideas based on those pillars so everything is working together. And this is what the system looks like. I'm going to be covering this in depth in this video. We have our overall folder. We have the Claude.md file, which is like the brain of the system. This is what gives us instructions and tells Claude what to do. This is a knowledge base, which is probably the second most important part, where you have your brand voice, your ICP docs, your content strategy. Now you have your competition. So this is how you're going to actively manage your competition and see what they're up to. Then you have your skills. So competitor scanners, topic validators, content planners, and all of those things. I'm also going to show you how you could plan out your content in another system like Airtable or Notion, and how you could sync everything together so every place is organized and everyone's on the same page, especially if you already have a team that's helping you. And if you stick around, you're going to see all of these subcomponents and sort of how they tie together in this fashion right here. You have your ideas that you're directly putting into Claude. Claude's going to read your idea, pass it through the Claude.md file, which is again the brain, scan and validate against your competitors, your content strategy, your knowledge base, all of those things. And it's going to give you an actual output that works. Again, we're not ChatGPTing this here. This is not some generic copy. These are real life ideas, scripts, everything that actually sound like you and will actually sign you clients or grow your channels, whatever your goal is. And throughout this video, I'm actually going to dive into my terminal, my Claude Code setup, and show you exactly how this is running. So let's dive into it. And if you're new to Claude Code, it's super simple to get started. Just go to Claude Code Docs, look this up on Google, and then look up Quick Start, and I'll give you the exact steps to install Claude Code. If you already have this running, which I'm assuming you do, you just want to open up your terminal. You want to run Claude, hit yes. Now we're going to say something along the lines of, could you please create a new folder called content strategy? I'm going to build myself a content copilot to help me with my social media. We're going to say that, you're going to hit enter. It's going to ask you to confirm. And then I highly recommend you just confirm. So it's going to be under whatever file you're working in on your terminal. It's going to create a folder, and then you can do everything within this folder. That's your best setup guide. I'm going to say no to this because I already have this, but that's something you should do and you can follow along. And this is the foundation that we're going to lay out. It's going to start with these three documents. I cannot emphasize how important this is. The basis of your content and the quality of it and how well it works and gets you clients and all of the things that you want from it is how well you describe your knowledge base to Claude. This is your brand voice, your ICP, and your content strategy. First, we have file one, which is your brand voice. So again, the biggest pain point that I see after working with dozens of agencies, software companies, solopreneurs, helping them post content, is like, hey, Shaz, I cannot get ChatGPT and Claude. I cannot get any of them to sound like me. They sound generic. They sound like this person. I am my own individual. I want to sound like me. And that's your biggest advantage. So you have a right to do that. And that's actually how you win with AI and content. You make it sound like you. Well, how do you do that? I'm going to get to that in 1 second. You're basically going to give it training on your voice and past things you have done, which I'm going to show you in a second. File number 2 is your audience segments. All right. So I highly recommend you don't just put, hey, I'm trying to create content for business owners. Like, what is business owners? You need to be hyper specific, because to match your voice and to match who you're going after, Claude needs more information. Claude does not know what you do not tell it. All right. So you have to be hyper specific with the pain points, behavior, search behavior online, what makes people subscribe or follow you, what makes people listen to you. And then every video needs to have like a match of who you are targeting, whether it's short form, long form, written, it doesn't matter. And then finally is content strategy. So these are my pillars. I talk about AI automation, AI marketing foundations, AI tools, and then proof that my company actually does this for other companies. So this is like selling my agency services. You need to also just dictate and tell Claude, like, what do you talk about? What is your content strategy? All right. And to summarize up these buckets, these are a few ways you could go about it. Again, in the guide, I'm gonna have more questions for you to ask if you want to grab the content strategy for completely free down below. But this is just a good way to start. And you also want to be exploratory with Claude. So these questions are a start. You can say, hey, Claude, what other information do you need to help me formulate my brand doc or my audience ICP or my content strategy? So don't be afraid to ask Claude to help you. It's like, help me help you. All right. Do that type of thing. But for brand voice, just write five phrases that you usually say. The best thing is, like, if you already have sales calls and previous content, this is the best thing. Scrape all of that, put it all together. If you want a video on how to scrape anything, I'll put it together. Just comment down below. But that's something you want to start with. Any past transcriptions of your voice, videos, etc. Even with like Gemini now, there's like video is multimodal and it can look at video. So like anything at all you have is really good to start. If you never record anything, then maybe go over to your writing and things that you've written out before, or just record yourself in your business, right? That's a really good way to understand your voice. And just be you, talk like you, act like you, etc. And the transcript is going to tell Claude your real voice. Next is your ICP, and I could go on and on. This is probably the most important part. If you want to sign content or you want to sign clients from your content, this is where the bulk of your results are going to come from. How well can you speak to your audience? And to do that, you need to know your audience. So list your 3 best customers. If you don't have any customers, list your ideal customers and like who they are, what they look like, where they are, all those things. What that they Google, like what questions do they usually have, what pain points that they usually have, and then just group these people into a few segments. So we work with software companies, we work with online agencies, and within those online agencies, there's marketing agencies, there's sub agencies. So there's a bunch of stuff going on. Just map this as much as possible. And the beautiful thing again is Claude will just ask you these questions. So all you have to do is type or speak to Claude, and it'll walk you through the formulation of these entire documents. And then finally is the content strategy. If you have not done content before, this is going to be your biggest bottleneck. I recommend joining our premium community down below. I have my full content strategy for the last 2.5 years, done over $1 million for our clients collectively through content strategy and understanding that. But you can still work with Claude and say, hey, my competition is doing this. I'm going to cover how to do that in a second, how to find your competition, or I want to do this. These are people in my niche. So you can work on a content strategy. You want to start by picking 3 to 4 content buckets or categories, assigning the splits like I did up here. These are like my splits. So I have 100% content. I do this, this, and this. And these are how I'm like sort of balancing that. You want to map each into a business goal. So I'm creating my AI marketing content to attract marketers. Like that's sort of how you want to do it. You want to work backwards. And then finally, define what success actually looks like. All right. So your content strategy should be built around your end goal and you want to work backwards. That's the biggest misconception I see people. They try to do it forward. What is your end goal? Do you want leads? Do you want brand deals? What do you want? Then work backwards from there. All right. Each file will take 20 minutes and you could use these forever and you could update them as you go. They live in Claude. They live on your machine forever. The best way to start. Do not skip this part. It's the most important part. Next, we have competitor intelligence. This is like where it really gets mind blowing because you could see what other people in your industry are doing. You could scrape all of their information and now you could get reports every single day on what's working for your competition. So you could emulate that. One of the best ways to grow on social media, whether people like to admit it or not, is look what's working for other people and recreate that for yourself in your own angle. Like that's no secret. Some people will call it copying. That's just a game. It's remixing what's already working, right? It's a proven way to actually make a large leap in your content, all right? And this is a really good way to set up Claude Code to help you to do that. So what I have right now is I'm tracking 21 YouTube channels in 3 different content buckets of people in my niche. All right, I have people that are directly selling the same services as me. I have people that are adjacent, so they're a little bit more top of funnel. They're getting more reach. I want to get more reach on my videos, so I'm bucketing those people in. Then I have aspirational people. So people are just like absolutely crushing it. I want a platform like theirs. So I'm splitting these 21 channels into these 3 buckets. Now they're not like 777. It's not all equal. I might have like 10 here. I might have 7 here. And I might have 4 here, right? Just make sure you are finding people in your niche that you like their content, you like their style, we want results like they're getting. Just make sure you're aligned there because once you set up the competitor tracker, it's really going to influence the content ideas that you have. And the great thing is when I just need content ideas, I go into my terminal, I go into my Claude Code and I just say, hey, scan competitors. All right. It'll search all of my competitors. It'll pull their top performing videos and the transcripts of their videos. It will extract the hooks and then it will actually rework this into a video for me. And I'm going to show you how this works right now. This is how the system works for me. You could build something similar. It's actually the exact same system I ran to get this video that you're watching right now, the script, the title, the thumbnail, everything. All right. So what I do is just go to Claude Code. I'm in Claude Code here. I'm just in VS Code. I just like the experience a little bit better. You can use the same thing in terminal and hit /competition. And then I could scan competitors. I've also built a / command to add competition as more people pop up. And this adds my competition to the people I'm sort of monitoring every single day. You could also just say in plain English here, you could say, I want to run a quick report on my competition and give me 3 ideas that are working for other people that I could adapt to myself. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to let it run and it's automatically going to draw in the skill of looking at my competition. So there you go right here. For my folder, it brought in the skill, scan competitors on YouTube. And what it's going to do is scan my competitors on YouTube and give you exactly what I'm asking for with the data appropriate. And while this is running, this is how you could set this up for yourself. First thing is just doing general exploration of your niche. I recommend that you actually don't do 7 to 10. I would do like 20 to 30, honestly. The more, the better. And what you want to do is you want to sort these into buckets. These could be direct competitors, adjacent creators, aspirational creators. I recommend sort of pulling from every single person depending on what you like. So if someone in your niche is getting a lot of reach, boom, you want to grab them as a competitor, put them in the reach bucket. If you like someone's presentation style, they just have a super clean way of scripting their videos, they're engaging, boom, you could grab their content and their channel, and you can put it in the aspirational channels. You could grab adjacent creators. Maybe you're a little bit different niche, but they're still crushing it. So make sure that you're organizing in that way. And when you're pulling from a bunch of different people and adding your own sauce to it, then you get your own well-working content system that sounds like you, but still pulling parts of working strategies from other people. Then you want to save their actual content handles. So again, this could be for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. YouTube's great because it's very easy to scrape. TikTok and some of these other platforms a little bit harder to scrape, but you will figure it out. Just ask Claude Code. You're going to put these into a YAML or Markdown file. You could ask Claude to just say, hey, create a file with all of these different competitors. I'm going to set up my competitor tracker. And then before every video, just like I'm doing right now, just say, hey, scan my competitors. I want to create a content idea. And you could roll this into another skill, which I'm going to show you, which is called a YouTube session, which will take that idea and then create it for yourself. All right, let's go back here and you can see it's still researching Claude Code and Notebook LLM, I should say, NAN, AI agents, replacing agency. So these are all things that are trending from the people. And you could see that it's tracking a bunch of people in my niche right here, which I'm not going to expose all of them, but those are the people that I'm currently tracking at the moment and seeing what's working for them so I can adapt it for myself. All right, now this is finalizing in real time. The best part about this is it actually looks. So this took like 5 minutes, but be patient, right? It's actually going through every single thing that you're telling it to. Your competitors, going through the general internet, it's looking at Reddit, it's looking at all these different sources, and it's giving you something that used to take like either a team member or a day for you to research, and it's giving to you in 5 minutes. And even I have it create a report for me right here. So inspired by some of the creators that I follow, these are the 3 ideas that are working for competitors and adapted to me. So I automated my entire pipeline with NAN and Claude Code. Claude Code plus Notebook LLM, that's actually a really good video because I've been using these things. How I built a team of AI agents to run my marketing. That video is coming 100%, so make sure you follow along for that. And this is the trend. So it's pulling the trends across what I told it to. So this is a trend right here. This is a trend, this is a trend, and anti-gravity is also a trend. And then if I open this, it's going to give me the actual rundown of everything in depth. Just give me the outliers on views for different people. All right. Yeah, I mean, like, it's insane. It's giving me how well of a fit this is. It's giving me the pillar, like of the content. Remember, I covered my pillar earlier. That's giving me like the pillars that this would fall under. So you can see like some of these fall under growth strategy, creative workflows, AI tools, growth strategy. Again, the signals. So, I mean, again, this is all I need. I don't need to hire a content strategist anymore. This is accurate. It's working. And what we could do after that is something special. We can move it from ideation into a full YouTube session. This is exactly how I create my YouTube videos. So if I go back and I pick a video like this right here, let's start a session around video number 2. I really like that angle. Let's just start with a simple script and then we could get some title ideas going as well. All right, I'm just gonna paste in the title and it understands that session is a YouTube session. So if I go to session, I call it a YouTube session because that's how I create my YouTube videos. So it's gonna pull in the actual skill, YouTube session, and it's going to do its thing once again. You can see step by step what it's doing right here. What it's doing is the research is already done, but now it's scripting. It's building me this presentation. So this whole presentation you're watching is also by Claude Code. It's giving me titles. It'll even create thumbnails and it'll give me an entire filming brief. What I do, full transparency, I put the filming brief on this screen right in front of me that you guys can't see, and it helps me just read off of, and it helps me organize my thoughts. So it does all of this automatically. And the best thing is in VS Code, if I wanted to open another instance right here, I could do 5 YouTube video scripts, everything at the exact same time. All my content for the week at the exact same time in about an hour. Obviously, I have to film, and I still recommend everyone here film their videos. AI avatars, in my opinion, especially on long form, are just not there yet. But this is the power of a Claude Code enabled system as a content strategist. And I'm not exaggerating. It takes it down from like 5 hours when I wasn't doing any of this to 30 minutes, like 30 minutes per solid content idea where I review the script. I like the thumbnails, and all I have to do now is I just have to film. It goes from idea to ready to film like this. And if you don't have this and your competitors are, you literally you can't keep up. You cannot win. You cannot beat them. So these things are mandatory going forward. If you want more explanation into how to build these, the templates, the resources, the plug and plays. It's going to be in our premium community down below. Feel free to check that out. And I love that it explains well it does. It says Matt Wolf and Chase AI both have really good videos in for Notebook LLM at the moment, but no one's talking about this specific angle to you. That is your gap. That's what we're writing the script for. That is where you could fit into taking this trend that's working for other people, that are your competitors, and adapting it to me. That is my favorite part about it. You're taking proven frameworks from other people that are working, adapting it to your business, and putting it out on the internet. And that's going to get you the best chance and probability at a successful video. A video that gets you views, gets you leads, gets you sales calls, signs you clients. Set up the YouTube session skill in a manner of sort of putting all of these skills together. When the script is done writing, it's going to call in automatically the YouTube title writer. So it's going to give me all of these different titles and the score of like which one I should use. All right, so these are all the different titles that I could use for this video. And then you can see the script is completely done as well. This is the video script. What I could do then with the script is I could turn it into a presentation, a lead magnet, a thumbnail. I could turn it into an Excalibur like workflow, so I could cover it in a whiteboard format. So this is all done for me, again, in like, 5 minutes? The research took 5 minutes. This took another 5 minutes. And now you have a YouTube video that's ready to go. And the probability is high that's going to do well for you. Now, Claude Code is ugly, and I understand that. How can we turn this into a content calendar so we could turn strategy into actionable, organized steps that we could take to actually get these videos into motion? One of the best ways I've been able to do that is Airtable plus Claude Code. All right, so my Claude Code through an MCP connection has access to my Airtable. This is what my Airtable looks like right here. It's my full dashboard. Our clients have made tons of money with this as well. It organizes every single part of the YouTube process, from having a content calendar to generating scripts to the whole 9 yards. You can see everything here. What my Claude Code is able to do is able to pull information from this dashboard, and they could talk back and forth with each other. And this is how that looks. So if I open up another chat right here, I'm going to say, hey, can you look at my YouTube dashboard really quickly in Airtable and just tell me the few ideas that are in the make now priority? I want to see what I have up and coming soon. So I'm going to hit that, and it's going to talk to my Airtable through MCP. If you want another video of MCP and how to connect everything, that is also on my channel. So you can look at that. It's going to talk to my Airtable. So if I go to my content ideas, it's going to look for all of the things in this make now category, and it should pull back somewhat of these ideas right here. It's going to do that. It's going to come back to me. So I don't have to be back and forth. I could just reference everything here in an organized visual manner, because I'm a sort of a visual person. I want to be able to see everything, but I could talk to Claude Code using that. All right. So you can see it's looking at my make now. It says 5 are ready to publish, and then 6 are ready to post. So that's another thing, is like in this entire thing, I have videos that are ready to post, which were already make now. So I had to be more specific in my prompt here, but you can see that they're talking back and forth to each other. All right. It's pulling from Airtable right here, and it's all set up to be organized. All right, so that's another way that I'm using all of these things together and combining Claude Code, which is like the super powerful content strategist, with something like Airtable that helps me visualize everything. And since the two are connected and Claude Code understands my balancing of different content pillars and what I want to do when, now I have a content calendar synced with Airtable that understands that sometimes I'll be posting videos in this content bucket, sometimes in this content bucket, sometimes in this content bucket, in this content bucket. So it's a balanced calendar of content ideas that are always there and ready for me to act on. There's not much I have to do. And you already saw my daily workflow is I just start a YouTube session, which is a skill I created, and boom, I'm ready to get into YouTube production for the day. So if you got to this point, you might be wondering how to build this for yourself and assembling the different puzzle pieces that you need to really get this working. And there's 3 main things. The first thing is you need Claude Code, which I showed you how to download. The second thing is you need the knowledge base documents. Like that's the biggest thing you guys could tackle. Your branding, your audience, your ICP, and your strategy. The next thing is configuration. So it's actually going to Claude Code, like I mentioned, opening up a brand new folder in the terminal, and then just start dumping information in there, starting with the knowledge base and then configuring everything else, like your competition and all those other things. Once the context is set, then you build skills on top. You build your competition scanner, topic validator, your calendar planning, your YouTube session thing, like everything that you need, skills, everything is built on top of the context. So you do context first, which is this, then you build skills on top of that. It's the best way for you to approach it. And the compounding effect of just this system alone is insane, guys. It learns as it goes. I've seen this myself. I've seen this with other Claude Code clients that we've set this up for. Like we've gotten this up and running for other clients. If you want information on that, feel free to book in a free audit with us down below. It's insane. Week 1, you guys are getting to know each other, Claude Code, you're going back and forth. Week 4, understand your knowledge base. You've gotten everything down to a T. You've gotten your clients, your results, ICPs, your sales calls. That's all in there. Week 8, competitors are also now in the mix, and you can even speed run this. It depends on how familiar you guys are with this and how much you're willing to put into this. If you put into this a few hours every single day, you could take this timeline down by like honestly 10x. Week 8, your competitors are being thoroughly scanned. And the week 12, like the system is just cranking out content for you. And it's honestly better than an expensive hire. Not saying that there's not good hires out there, but for the money and the efficiency, you can't really beat this system. And if you want the setup guide and all the things I just spoke about, it's completely free down in the description. We also have our premium community and a free audit with myself if you want to use AI and content to grow your business. If you enjoyed this video, I have dozens of other Claude Code videos coming out, so make sure you subscribe and watch this video right here. I guarantee you're going to like it more than this one. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.